Today's yoga practice is a simple 15-minute practice designed to get the whole body moving and ready for your day ahead. We start by lying down in Shavasana, so lying down on our mat with our legs fully extended along the ground, arms resting down by the side of the body, or one hand resting on the stomach. And then softening our gaze or closing the eyes completely, we take a little bit of time to draw our attention to our breathing. Just lying here and noticing the physical effect the breathing has on the body. As we inhale and exhale gently through our nose. And lying here with the breath, we notice as we inhale, our chest lifts and rises. And as we exhale, the whole of our body relaxes a little more, deeper down towards the mat. And here we're just noticing the sensations in our body, connected to our breathing, not trying to challenge or change anything in any way, but just simply noticing the wonderful, amazing effect the breathing has on our body as we breathe in and out in this soft, gentle rhythm. Starting to bring some movement into the body now. We're just going to hug that right knee in towards the chest and then create some gentle circles, opening up through the hip, moving 5 circles in one direction. And then taking our time to reverse the direction, creating 5 circles with the knee in the opposite direction here, really loosening up through the hip, breaking out any tension in the fascia here. Making these movements as big or as small as feels good for you. Taking the hands behind the back of the leg and then extending that right leg up towards the sky, just pushing up through the heel and taking a few breaths here as we stretch out through the hamstrings and the calf. And we're still keeping a slight bend in the knee here as well, as we're not wanting to move too deeply into the stretch right now, we're just warming up the body. Then just gently bending that knee and hugging that right knee back in towards the chest. Extending that right leg along the ground and then swapping sides. This time we're going to hug the left knee in towards the chest here. And then once again we're going to start to bring some circles. So creating circles with the knee, just opening up out through the hip. Performing about 5 circles on one side, making these as big or as small as you like. Just really taking your time to feel out what the body needs. And then swapping to the opposite side. Again, creating these circles with your knee, creating some movement in the hip, just loosening off any tension here. And hugging that knee back in towards the chest again, then taking the hands behind the back of the left leg and extending it up towards the sky. So the feet are flexed, the heel is pushing up towards the sky. Again, that little bend in the knee so that we're not stretching too far at this early stage. And just staying here with the breath. And then from here we're going to bend that left knee and once again hug the knee in towards the chest. Just a little squeeze before bringing the right knee into join. So taking a bit of a rock from side to side, hugging both knees in towards the chest. And then crossing over at the ankles and taking the hands behind the back of the legs. We're going to roll back and forward along our spine, maybe 3 to 5 times before making our way up to a comfortable cross-leg position in Sukhasana, seated on our yoga mat. So in Sukhasana, crossing our legs, just grounding onto our sit bones, resting the hands face down on the knees, and just taking a few breaths here to center ourselves. As we inhale, we allow our spine to grow taller, crown the head grows up towards the sky. And as we exhale, our shoulders roll back and down, just releasing any tension away from the neck or the shoulders. Again, gaze here can either be eyes completely closed or just let the eyelids become heavy and soften the gaze. And from here, we're going to swap our feet over so we're nice and balanced on each side, and we're going to bring in some lateral stretches here. So inhaling, take our hands up towards our sky, gaze up between the fingers. And as we exhale, the right hand comes down towards the mat and we lift the left arm up and over the body. Inhaling, drawing back to center. Exhaling, leaning over to the left. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up to center. Exhale, right hand comes down, reaching over to the right. And just moving here in your own time with the breath. Just enjoying that nice stretch all the way down through the side of the body. Making sure that your sit bones are still connected through the mat here. And just trying to stretch a tiny little bit further each time we fold to the side. From here, we bring our palms together and draw back down through heart center. And we're going to roll over on our knees and come into a quadruped position, getting ready to go into our CatCow. Making sure here that we've got a nice alignment. We want to make sure that our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders and that our knees are directly underneath our hips. From here, as we inhale, we're going to drop the chest and take our gaze up towards the sky, sticking the buttocks out at the back. And as we exhale, reverse the movement, pushing the shoulders up towards the sky, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, dropping the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, reversing the movement, belly button towards the spine, crown the head towards the ground. Inhale to extend and lift. Exhale to curl under. Inhaling and exhaling. Just linking that movement with the breath. And our last exhale, and then we come back down to tabletop position. So just sitting back on your heels for a moment and just circling the wrists a couple of times in each direction, just to loosen off any tension that may have built up there. From here, we're going to go back into our quadruped position. So coming back to this position where we've got our wrists directly below our shoulders, knees in line with our hips. Take the left hand and rest it on the back of the head. As you exhale, take the left elbow under the body towards the right, and inhale, open your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, taking that left elbow back under the body towards the right, and inhale, elbow up towards the sky. Move in your own time with the breath. Inhaling as you open your chest up, and exhaling as you twist underneath the body. Keeping your gaze following your elbow, and just bringing that nice gentle twist in towards the body, into the upper back, and linking the breath with the movement. From here, placing the left hand down the ground, we're going to swap to the opposite side, so taking the right hand behind the back of the head. Exhale, taking the elbow under the body, and then inhale, opening up and lifting to the sky. So again, just moving through here. Each time we exhale, taking the elbow under the body, and then inhale, opening up, elbow to the sky, creating space to move into. back down towards the ground. From here we're going to come into a wide leg asana, so bringing the big toes to touch and taking the knees as wide as the mat. As we exhale, we're going to push our bum down towards our heels, walk the hands out in front of us and bring our forehead to rest on the ground. We're going to take about 8 full rounds of breath here. So just make sure that you're in a position that you can really settle into and relax in. Maybe just supporting your forehead on a cushion or a pillow or a yoga block might be more comfortable, or placing one underneath your bum between your bum and your heels. We want this posture to feel really relaxing. It's a low level inversion, so the head is ever so slightly below the heart. And there really should be no effort required here. We just want you to focus on the breathing here. Inhaling, imagine the breath going to the back of the body. And as you exhale, just let the muscles around the hips just soften and let your chest melt a little deeper down towards the ground. Just staying here with the breath now. It shouldn't feel like there's any effort required to hold this posture. It should feel really relaxing and really restful. Just focusing on the breath and letting the muscles soften in their own time. Starting to walk your hands back in towards your body now. We're slowly going to move back into this quadruped tabletop position, taking our hands just in front of our shoulders, and from here we're going to tuck the toes under and push our hips up into a down dog. So we're going to bend and straighten alternate knees here just to warm up through the hamstrings and through the calves. Let your head relax and your neck be loose. Make sure you're not holding any tension around your shoulders. And just actively work to push the chest towards the thighs, forming this nice kind of pyramid shape in the body. Pushing into the hands, making sure you're firmly grounded to the mat. And then bringing some stillness into your dog here and just taking a few breaths in this posture here. Pushing the chest towards the thighs, hips up to the sky, creating this inverted V shape. If you need to have a nice bend in the knees as well, then feel free to bring that into your practice too. Whatever feels right for you. Slowly lowering ourselves back down to the mat again, towards this quadruped position. We're going to come into a low lunge, so we're going to bring the left leg round to the front and create this 90-degree bend, so 90-degree angle with our front leg and also our back leg. As we inhale, we're going to take our hands up towards the sky and take our gaze up between our fingers. And as we exhale, we're going to push the hips forward and drop them down towards the ground, bringing a small back bend into this hip opener stretch. As you inhale, lifting the gaze, lifting the chest, looking up between the fingers. And as you exhale, let the hips soften a little more into the stretch. And dropping the hands back down towards the right hand side and sweeping the left leg around. We're going to swap onto the opposite sides, this time bringing the right foot through. Just checking in, making sure we have this 90-degree angle from both our front and back leg. Then inhale, taking our hands up towards the sky, lifting the gaze and looking up between the hands. And exhale, dropping our hips down towards the ground, just bringing in that nice hip flexor stretch. Inhale as we take our gaze up to the sky, just reaching up. And then exhale, letting our hips soften a little more into the stretch. Bring the hands back through and then just bringing yourself slowly into a kneeling position here. So resting our hands on our thighs, rolling our shoulders back and down, softening the gaze. We're just going to take a few breaths in the stillness of this posture here. Just to bring a gentle stretch into the front of our legs. Just really lengthening through the spine as we inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, just keeping those shoulders rolled back and down. feeling firmly grounded through towards the mat. And slowly, in your own time, we're going to make our way back through to a comfortable cross-leg position on our mat in Sukhasana. To finish the practice by taking a few breaths here, the hands rested on the knees, chest lifted, crown the head drawn towards the sky, shoulders rolled back and down, and either your eyes completely closed or your gaze soft. So hopefully this practice has helped you feel a little bit more ready for your day ahead. Thank you very much for joining me in your practice today. Have a wonderful day.